Good morning, everyone. Welcome to A Course in Miracles, Lesson 131. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. Failure is all about you while you seek for goals that cannot be achieved. You look for permanence in the impermanent, for love where there is none, for safety in the midst of danger, immortality within the darkness of the dream of death. Who could succeed where contradiction is the setting of his searching and the place to which he comes to find stability? Goals that are meaningless are not attained. There is no way to reach them, for the means by which you strive for them are meaningless as they are. Who can use such senseless means and hope through them to gain in anything? Where can they lead? And what could they achieve that offers any hope of being real? Pursuit of the imagined leads to death because it is the search for nothingness. And while you seek for life, you ask for death. You look for safety and security, while in your heart you pray for danger and protection for the little dream you made. Yet searching is inevitable here. For this you came, and you will surely do the thing you came for. But the world cannot dictate the goal for which you search unless you give it power to do so. Otherwise, you still are free to choose a goal that lies beyond the world and every worldly thought, and one that comes to you from an idea relinquished yet remembered, old yet new, an echo of a heritage forgot, yet holding everything you really want. Be glad that search you must. Be glad as well to learn you search for heaven and must find the goal you really want. No one can fail to want this goal and reach it in the end. God's Son cannot seek vainly, though he try to force delay, deceive himself, and think that it is hell he seeks. When he is wrong, he finds correction. When he wanders off, he is led back to his appointed task. No one remains in hell, for no one can abandon his Creator, nor affect his perfect, timeless, and unchanging love. You will find heaven. Everything you seek, but this will fall away. Yet not because it has been taken from you. It will go because you do not want it. You will reach the goal you really want as certainly as God created you sinless. Why wait for heaven? It is here today. Time is the great illusion. It is past or in future. Yet this cannot be, if it is where God wills his Son to be. How could the will of God be in the past or yet to happen? What he wills is now, without a past and wholly futureless. It is as far removed from time as is a tiny candle from a distant star, or what you chose from what you really want. Heaven remains your one alternative to this strange world you made and all its ways, its shifting patterns and uncertain goals, its painless pleasures and tragic joys. God made no contradictions. What denies its own existence and attacks itself is not of him. He did not make two minds, with heaven as the glad effect of one and earth the other's sorry outcome, which is heaven's opposite in every way. God does not suffer conflict, nor is his creation split in two. How could it be his Son could be in hell when God himself established him in heaven? Could he lose what the eternal will has given him to be his home forever? Let us not try longer to impose an alien will upon God's single purpose. He is here because he wills to be, and what he wills is present now, beyond the reach of time. Today we will not choose a paradox in place of truth. How could the Son of God make time to take away the will of God? He thus denies himself and contradicts what has no opposite. He thinks he made a hell opposing heaven and believes that he abides in what does not exist, while heaven is the place he cannot find. Leave foolish thoughts like these behind today and turn your mind to true ideas instead. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth, and it is truth we seek to reach today. We will devote 10 minutes to this goal 3 times today, and we will ask to see the rising of the real world to replace the foolish images that we hold dear, with true ideas arising in the place of thoughts that have no meaning, no effect, and neither source nor substance in the truth. This we acknowledge as we start upon our practice periods. Begin with this. I ask to see a different world and think a different kind of thought from those I made. The world I seek, I did not make alone. The thoughts I want to think are not my own. For several minutes, watch your mind and see, although your eyes are closed, the senseless world you think is real. Review the thoughts as well which are compatible with such a world and which you think are true. Then let them go and sink below them to the holy place where they cannot enter. There is a door beneath them in your mind, which you could not completely lock to hide what lies beyond. Seek for that door and find it. But before you try to open it, remind yourself no one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. And it is this request you make today. Nothing but this has any meaning now. No other goal is valued now or sought. Nothing before this door you really want, and only what lies past it do you seek. Put out your hand and see how easily the door swings open with your one intent to go beyond it. Angels light the way, so that all darkness vanishes, and you are standing in a light so bright and clear that you can understand all things you see. A tiny moment of surprise, perhaps, will make you pause before you realize the world you see before you in the light reflects the truth you knew and did not quite forget in wandering away in dreams. You cannot fail today. There walks with you the spirit heaven sent you, that you might approach this door someday and through his aid slip effortlessly past it to the light. Today, that day has come. Today, God keeps his ancient promise to his holy Son, as does his Son remember his to him. This is a day of gladness, for we come to the appointed time and place where you will find the goal of all your searching here and all the seeking of the world, which end together as you pass beyond the door. Remember often that today should be a time of special gladness, and refrain from dismal thoughts and meaningless laments. Salvation's time has come. Today is set by heaven itself to be a time of grace for you and for the world. If you forget this happy fact, remind yourself this. Today I seek and find all that I want. My single purpose offers it to me. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. And that is the end of lesson 131. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. What an amazing lesson. And it's very cool because many of the meditations that we do have this same type of analogy, this same type of picture, is that we go through a doorway into another world, into another room. And if you think about The Wizard of Oz, that's such a powerful movie to illuminate and illustrate all of these lessons. When you walk through the door from the hell that we made, that is this world that we see with these eyes, you walk into the world of heaven that is created by God, that is created by the one mind and the one source that is only love. And it is a magical place. And it is there that we see a world not filled with duality of black and of white, but of all the colors of the rainbow that work in this beautiful harmony and this beautiful picture that words can never describe. And so I encourage you today to really work on this meditation and surrender to the best of your abilities. You may get more of a sense of peace and joy and expansion through this. It may be a fleeting experience, but don't discount anything that you get. Allow yourself the joy and the miracle of this lesson. Okay, let's see what Tina Spalding channels. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. The truth is the truth. and it will always be the truth. All the variations, arguments, wars, battles, disagreements, and divorces that you go through on this plane are illusory. They are arguments about duality. They are arguments about hot and cold, rich and poor, faithful and faithless, or untrue and true. They are all games that you play in the horizontal zone rather than the vertical zone. You have two choices: to go up, straight up to the Godhead, or to go horizontally and get your power, your plays in the ego world. Those are your choices. Love is the direct route home through your emotional guidance system, which tells you when you are off or on track. This is what love does. It is honest. It is clear and true and forever there for you to call on. So your guidance system is loving. Many of you do not feel it is loving because you are so far off your path that you stay in a constant state of pain and suffering. You believe God does not love you. What you have is an unrelenting and ever-present indicator of whether you are on track with God's will for you or which is your will for you. When you understand that God's will for you is your will for you and that God's will for you is shown to you through happiness, then everything begins to change. You realize that the idea of sacrifice is pointless. God would never ask you to sacrifice because it does not bring you joy. There are great distortions in the ego mind. There are many thousands of years of untrue ideas fed and nurtured and told as truth. When the lie is told as truth, the truth that God wants you to be happy, that you are destined to be happy, that it is your birthright to be happy, seems a lie. You came here to chase your idols, it is true. Some of those idols can be beautiful: music, art, gardening, and raising children. These can bring you joy. You do not have to suffer, but you must train your mind. You must own your mind. You must have a sovereign aspect to yourself, not easily overcome by the world, the outside world. You must be in the world, but not of the world. And you've heard this phrase before. That is what we seek here. We seek to bring you to a place where you go to your connection with the divine, where you pose your questions, and your energy in that. Do not seek it from others. Do not demand others to be anything other than what they need to be on their journeys. Keep your attention on your life. Keep your attention on those things you wish to have more of and you wish to nurture and grow. This does not mean that you ignore people. It means you understand the laws of creation, that you do not need to suffer. Sacrifice builds resentment, and God wants you to be happy. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and we will see you again tomorrow. It seems strange that it can be such an aha moment to realize that God wants us to be happy. But we truly were educated and mind trained to believe that it is our duty to sacrifice, to suffer, to feel pain and agony, and to be sad or depressed in order to prove our love for God, in order to prove our value and our worth. That is not what God wants. God wants us to be happy. In the same way, I would never, and most parents would never demand of their children that they suffer and be unhappy. It brings me no joy to see my children sad or upset. It brings parents no joy to see their children sad or upset. Many parents would do anything for their children, and we want them happy, which means we want what is best for them. We want them to be as happy as they can be. That is our connection to the divine. It is an inherent belief system. And when our children make mistakes, when they are ready to own up to them, sometimes we have to let them take their journey and make their mistakes. But when they own up to them, when they are ready to come back home, if you will, parents welcome them with open arms. That is what God does. God wants us to be happy, and He wants us to have the brightest life that we can have. And He wants us to be as happy as we possibly can. And He always welcomes us back when we make a mistake, because He understands that those mistakes are not real. They are not who we are. And so today, allow yourself to own the fact that you are seeking the truth and that it is impossible for you to fail, because you want it, because you earnestly want it, because it is a part of who we are. It's inherent. We have that memory. And so it continues to call to us. So no matter how many times you fall down, allow yourself to get back up again and ask for assistance in finding the truth. And give yourself permission to be happy wherever you are in whatever moment, so that you can allow that happiness and all that comes with that, all the miracles, to join you. Have a miraculous day, everyone. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.